ICE set up a fake university, then arrested 250 people, granted student visas. Feds used fake Michigan University in immigration sting. Hello guys, welcome to the Best Man Academy. I am Babajide Ojo, and today we are going to be talking about fake universities. Yes, there are fake universities as well in the United States, and in this video I'm going to show you all the things you need to know and how to identify some of these potential fake universities. But before I continue, I want to encourage you, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do that right now by clicking the subscribe button. And also, if you want to get the latest uploads, as I will be uploading a lot of juicy content and also interesting facts about the admission and funding process to the United States. If you don't want to miss any of that, please click the notification button as well. So, as I said earlier, today I'm going to give you things to look out for when you are thinking of applying to a university to ensure the integrity of the university. Now, on that topic, I'm going to talk about 3 things that you need to look out for. First is to identify if the university is accredited. 2, to identify if the university is SEVP certified. I'm going to explain that in a little bit, and that is mostly important for international students. And lastly, I'm going to talk about identifying scholarly contributions of whatever professors that is being paraded on the university's website, to make sure that that professor is actually affiliated with that particular department or university. So let's get started. First, we will talk about accreditation. Now, accreditation is just a process that ensures the quality or integrity of an institution, to ensure that they have enough quality to confer a particular degree on an individual. Now, when it comes to accreditation, there are 2 things I would say or advise that you look out for, and one of that is the accreditation of the university itself as a whole, and the second thing is if you are trying to go for a professional program such as nursing, or in my field, if you are trying to be a dietitian, there are specific agencies that ensure the integrity of that professional program as well. So you should look out for that particular accreditation as well. Now, if you are not in a professional or trying to apply to a professional program, then you don't need the program specific accreditation, but you still have to look out for the accreditation of the particular institution. So the next thing I'm going to show you on the computer is the different types of accrediting agencies that you should look out for, and the states that each agency covers, okay, so that you can know what to expect. For example, if you are trying to apply to a school in California, you should know which agency will be the accrediting agency for schools in California. Now, I'm going to show you that on the computer. Now, what I'm going to show you are the 7 accrediting agencies responsible for carrying out accreditation on all U.S. institutions of higher education. Now, these 7 accrediting agencies are what we call regional accreditors. There are national accreditors as well, but those are more specific on, maybe mission schools or for-profit colleges. But for the purpose of a master's or PhD in the United States, and even for undergraduates as well, these are the agencies that you should be concerned with. Okay. Now, the first one, as you can see on the screen, is Middle States Commission on Higher Education, and this particular agency covers states from New York up to Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Now, the second accrediting agency that you should look out for if you are going to any school in Massachusetts or New Hampshire is the New England Association of Schools and Colleges. Okay, I'm going to show you or give you an example of this. And also the third one is what we call the Higher Learning Commission, which accredits schools from Arizona up to Wyoming right here. And again, if you these are two letters, they are states, so they are abbreviations for the states in the United States of America. So if you are confused on what they mean, please use Google to find out. Just Google US abbreviation of states or US states abbreviations, then you would be able to see all this stuff on the internet. Now, the fourth accrediting agency is the Northwest Commission on Colleges and Universities, which covers states from Arkansas to Washington. And the fifth one is the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. So if you are trying to go to schools in Alabama to Virginia, I think, so schools in these states, you can see Texas here as well. Schools in any of these states should be accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. And also you have the Western Association of Schools and Colleges, and this particular accrediting agency would be responsible for accrediting schools in California, as you can see, Hawaii, and other US islands as well. I believe the last accrediting agency that you probably would not be concerned with, this is more for 2-year colleges, is the Accrediting Commission for Community and Junior Colleges. So this is probably not something a master's or PhD student will be worried about, but it's just good for you to know. So from this, the question now becomes, how do I identify or where should I go to find out if the particular schools I am thinking about are accredited? Now I'm going to show you an easy way to find out, and that would be to go to this website. Just go to this web page, www.ed.gov/accreditation. Now when you get there, you click, there's a button called look up school or look up a school. Then you search for your school of interest. Now quickly I'm going to do an example of that, and this is ed.gov/accreditation, and here is look up a school right here. So you click on that. So let's say I'm trying to go to let me just use my school, Oklahoma, my alma mater. So let's search for that, Oklahoma State University. So you click search. Now this is going to bring out all schools in Oklahoma, I believe, and you just search for the school, your school of interest. Make sure it matches the address that you've seen online or something, and click on that. Now you can see that The accreditor here is Higher Learning Commission, which is one of the accrediting agencies that I talked about earlier. Okay, it's one of the agencies that I talked about earlier. If you go back to that part of this video. Now, here you can also do some things, like you can see this tab is for institutional accreditation. Like I said, the Higher Learning Commission does that. Now, if you're going for a professional program, you can click on programmatic accreditation, and that brings out all the accreditation for professional programs. For example, just like I said earlier, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics are responsible for the accreditation of the dietetics program. So if you're trying to be a dietitian, it's good to know that the dietetics program in this particular school is accredited. And you can even see when, you can see here, you can see when the accreditation expires. So before this date, the school has to renew or review this accreditation. Now, that is how to identify if a particular school has been accredited. Now, on the list of universities that you should have collated now, we talked about this in a previous video. You can find out here if you have not seen that video. So on the list of universities you have, make sure you come to this website to check if that institution is accredited, and also if you are trying to do a professional program, make sure you find out if that specific program has been accredited as well. So there you have it. You should not be confused about accreditation of any university in the United States ever again. So that's one of the ways you can screen out if a university is not of enough quality for your graduate degree, and even for undergraduate degrees as well. Now, the next item I would look out for, especially if I'm an international student, is SEVP certification, which stands for Student and Exchange Visitor Program, which is administered by the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Now, if a particular school is not SEVP certified, that school cannot issue what we call an I-20, which is essentially what you would use to obtain a visa into the United States. Okay, now, so you need to make sure that you identify if that particular school has been granted the permission to issue the documents necessary to obtain or to apply for a visa. Okay, and that category could be either F1 or M1 or J1 visas, as the case may be. So I'm going to show you how to identify if schools, or if any particular school in the United States has the SEVP certification also on the computer. So to find out if any school in the United States has been SEVP certified to issue documents for visa applications, all you have to do is go to this website that I displayed on the screen, which is studyinthestates.dhs.gov/school-search. Okay, now if you click on that, it will take you to the DHS website. So that's the Department of Homeland Security. Now when you get here, all you have to do is go down the page, and you will see the United States map right here. There are a couple of things you can do. You can either find the state that you are thinking of going to, for your education, and just click on that particular state. Now what will happen is it's going to bring out all the list of institutions in that state. But the way I prefer to do it, since you should already have a list of universities that you are thinking of applying to, so what I will do is again go for the name of the university and search. Okay, so you can if you can actually put the name of the school or the city, or if you don't know the name of the school, or just put the state. Okay, so let me just try to put a state and let's see if that will work. So let me just say Oklahoma. Now what I would do again is to click education type, and since I assume you are trying to go for a master's or PhD, if you are watching this video or trying to apply to college, in any case click higher education. If you are going for college, either undergraduate or graduate degree, and click search. So what this will do is to return all the schools in Oklahoma. Okay, and you can see these are all the schools in Oklahoma. Now if one thing that I love about this website is if a particular university has several campuses, that's not unusual here, you can click on this drop down button and you will see the different campuses that this particular university has and the address. And right here you can see the kind of visa or I-20. Now that I-20 document will carry this particular visa type that you would use, that's what you would take to the embassy for your visa interview. We'll talk about that later. So you can see that this particular school, this Cameron University, can issue both documents for F1 and M1 visa. So if they are trying to issue something different from this, then you would know that you would kind of have an idea that maybe they are not trying to do what they are certified to do. So again, you can see all the names of the colleges. You can see Oklahoma State University, that's my university here, and you can see the different campuses and the kind of visa that each of these schools would require. So F1 visa, you can see that this differs based on it could differ based on the particular campus as well. You can see this is an Oklahoma State University campus, and they can issue both 2 documents for F1 and M1 visa, while others can only do M1. So make sure you know where you're going, the particular campus, and the documents that you are expecting from that particular campus. So if any school is not SEVP certified, international students are unable to enroll in that particular university. So make sure you don't fall into any scam trying to promise you or asking you to pay some amount of money in exchange for any documents that they are not legally able to give to you. So make sure you come to this website to ensure that any particular school is SEVP certified, specifically for international students. Now the last item that I will talk about, which would help you identify if a particular school is fake or not, is to try to find the affiliation of the professors using their scholarly contributions. Now what do I mean by that? Now a particular professor in any university, if the names of the professor has been displayed on the university's website or the department's website, you can try to find out the publications. You can do that on the university's page as well. I think we've talked about that in a previous video. I'll link the video up here. so that you can review that if you haven't seen it. Now, basically what you should do is to find a publication of that professor, and on the publication there is always a section for affiliations. So when you click on that, you will see the university where the professor comes from. Okay, so from that you can, if the name of the university is different from what you have, then that might probably be a scam, except if the professor has just changed institution, but then you can use the other professors in the same department as well for your search. So just to double check that you are actually going to a realistic destination for your graduate study. So again, I think I've talked about how to find papers on Google Scholar and all that stuff. So you can again watch the video on how to do that in a previous video that I've recorded. So in summary, to identify if a university is fake or not, my methods would be to check out the accreditation status of the university, check out if the university is SEVP certified, especially if you're an international student, and lastly, check out the affiliations of the professors from the department to make sure it matches with what you are seeing on your computer screen. Okay, that's very important. So that's it for today. In my next video, I'm going to talk about GPAs. So I've received some questions on the probability of getting admitted. If my GPA is low, what can I do about it? So if your GPA is low, I'm going to talk about the possible ways to navigate the process to give yourself an advantage of getting admitted and funded if your GPA is low. So I'm going to talk about that in the next video. So if you have not subscribed, please do that, and also don't forget to comment. You can tell me your questions in the comment section and I'll try to answer them. And also don't forget to like our Facebook page. You can follow me on social media platforms as well. And lastly, don't forget to share this content or this channel with your friends or family who might find the information here useful for them. So that's all I have for you. I will see you in the next video. Bye.